Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Lola. I'm a US UK RN. I'm a UK and a US RN, should I say. I am in the process of my transition to move to the United States, Florida to be specific. So today I have not made content in a very long time. So those of you that have been following me, you know about my journey and, the process of going through application for a green card. So today is a very special day. Apart from it being a Mother's Day, it's a very special day. It is a day that I get to share with you my successful green card. Now, I collected it yesterday and I didn't open it, and I still have not opened it. I wanted to open it in front of the camera and share this day with you. It's a momentous day. As I said, it's been a long process for me, and anyone that's going through this process, don't give up. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. I have been on this journey myself for 2 years and 11 months. It's a very long time. And yesterday I went to the post office to pick up package. It was supposed to have been delivered to me, but for some reason they delivered it. I wasn't at home. It needs to be signed for. So I ended up going to the sorting office to go and pick it up myself. Now, I will make another video of how my interview went when I had my interview at the embassy. I had my interview on the 4th of March at the London Embassy, US Embassy in London. And I will make a video and kind of go through with you guys the questions they asked me and all of that jazz. Now, I don't even know what to say anymore. I've waited 2 years and 11 months for this day. And even though it's a relief and I'm happy, I'm also sad. Sad because why? I will be leaving the UK and leaving my family and hopefully moving to do better things in life. I'm nervous at the same time, and I don't know, I guess I got a lot of emotions going on. I've got a lot to do. This is just the beginning of my journey. The journey started 2 years and 11 months ago. I've got to this point where I've got my package, I've got my passport back and my visa inside my passport. But I'm still nervous. I'm nervous because I'm going to be going into a system, although the system is not new to me because I have lived and worked in America before as a nurse. It was a long time ago. That was back in 2013. But I am nervous because things have changed drastically since 2013. And I don't know. I guess I will keep you on this journey with me and tell you step by step what happens to me. Right now, I'm just like, I don't even know where to start packing. I do not know where to pack in this apartment of mine, and I'm a little bit overwhelmed with what to throw away, what to pack, and all of that stuff. But I'm sure if I take my time, I will get there. Now, we're not moving till July. I am about to hand in my notice at work on Monday, tomorrow. I'm handing in my notice at my current job. It just seems like the end of an era. But it's a beginning, it's new beginnings, and I'm really looking forward to having a bit of sun, the Florida heat. I'm craving the Florida heat. I might get there now and start complaining that it's too hot, but hey, that's another story for another time. But yeah, so I have my package and I will show it to you in just a few moments. Yeah, I just, what can I say? So here it is. Finally, we've got our visa in this package. Can you believe this is what I've waited 2 years and 11 months for? This bag, what's in this bag is what I have waited 2 years and 11 months for. And I picked it up yesterday and I didn't open it. I was so exhausted. For some reason I was exhausted. It was almost like, oh, finally got there, you know. That sense of relief, at the same time the exhaustion just hit me. It really just hit me. And I came home and I just slept. I mean, coupled with the fact that I've been on shift for God knows, you know, I was just exhausted, really exhausted. But I have it now. I have this now. Okay, so let's open this. So to start opening it. Where is, okay, here we go. So this is the end of an era and the beginning of something new. So here you guys go. Da-da! Da-da-da-da-da! I have a letter here. Let's put that down. Okay, I need to put my glasses on. My eyes are not the way they used to be. Actually, I should try and get all my checks done before I leave, because my God, insurance in America will cripple you. So I need my new eye test. All right, so it says you have successfully registered with your immigrant visa appointment on this website. You must print this instruction page and bring it with you along with the appointment letter email to the consular interview. You must attend your consular interview at the date and time assigned to you in the appointment letter email. Before traveling to your consular appointment, please check the Department of State visa bulletin to confirm that your priority becomes current to continue your case processing. This does not apply to K1 visa, fiance, spouse, child, boarding, foils, and returning residents. SB1. For additional information on the immigrant visa process and required documents, please refer to your appointment letter, email, or visit the consular section website at https blah blah blah. Then it says immigrant visa applicants apply for K1, K3, IR1, CR1 and F2A categories before your visa interview at the US Embassy or consulate abroad. It is important that you carefully read the pamphlet available online regarding the rights and protection for foreign citizens, fiancés and spouses of US citizens, spouses of lawful permanent residents. And then it says to view the pamphlet and for additional information visit https blah blah blah. At the bottom it has my name and my passport number. All right, so I'm probably not going to show you that part. Let me just remove that from it. And so this is the main thing, what we've been waiting for. They sure sealed it really well. I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to open this. I assume I am. Okay, I'm going to assume I'm supposed to open this because I know there's a package that you're not supposed to open and that you're supposed to give in at the port of exit when you get to America. That's the one that's going to activate your green card. So I'm opening it with the assumption that I'm supposed to open this because there was no instructions stating that I should not open this. Okay, so here we go. All right. Okay, it looks like what they've done is the package that I'm not supposed to open, they've put it in a brown envelope and then they've attached instructions to it. So I'm going to just show you, oops, what does it say? Okay, and it says here, I'll show you this, what it says. Right, I'll read it to you. The United States of America official business. Important notice. Do not open. Yeah, so I am not allowed to open this. To be opened by the United States Immigration or Public Health Service officer. Do not open, and they emphasized again in red, this sealed package must be surrendered to the United States immigration officer at the port of entry in the United States. Do not pack it. It must be hand carried. Okay, so basically I need to put it in my purse or my hand luggage and not put it in my suitcase. That's going to be okay, fair enough. And then on the other side, I'm trying not to show you all my information. It's got my picture on there. I guess this, and it's just got information like my name, the country of birth, my nationality, my mother's name, and yeah, and my employer's names and stuff. Yeah, so that's what it's got on there. So we're not going to open this, right? So we're going to pop that one there. Now there is some additional instructions which I can read out to you, right? It says important information for new US immigrants. Your immigrant visa is printed on your passport. Check your visa, including the validity period, which is the time in which you may travel to a US port of entry to apply for admission to the United States. So I was told that I have 6 months to leave the country, and that 6 months starts counting from the day that I had my medical. All right, so not the day of my interview, the day that I had my medical. Now, I had my interview on the 4th of March and I had my medical the week before that. So that 6 months started counting. That was the countdown from then. And then it says, please note, you cannot travel to the United States before your petitioner has traveled to take up residence. You must travel at the same time or after them, right? So that doesn't pertain to me. That pertains to those who are applying for K1 visa. The validity period of your visa cannot be extended. So basically they're saying you leave within that time or you lose your visa. Okay. If you cannot travel within the validity period of the visa, you are required to wait until the visa expires, then contact US through our website, UK, US, blah, blah, blah. We will explain how to submit your passport to the US Embassy if the consular officer determines that you were unable to travel for any reason beyond your control. You will be advised how and when to undergo a new medical and pay new visa fees to apply for a new visa. Now, that's not going to happen for me. And I tell you why. Because I will be going before that 6 months up. Because to think about doing medical again with the amount of money it cost me is just ludicrous. So we'll be going within that period of time. We've already made plans to go in July anyway. Right, so it says, if you have a child after your visa is issued, but before your travel to the United States, see our website for information about the documents that your child requires to travel with you. So this is really for those people who've had children while they're in their process. So visa package. If your courier envelope contains a large white envelope known as a visa package, it is important that you do not open this visa package. It should only be opened by immigration officials at the US port of entry. If your visa package is accidentally opened or damaged, contact us through our website with your name, case number, current location, and preferred date of travel. If your visa is annotated with the phase IV docs in CCD, you may not receive an immigrant visa package. That is because you scanned your supporting documents as part of the visa process, so they will be available to the immigration officer electronically. So that's not the case with me. Even though they said a white envelope, I assume they ran out of brown white envelopes and gave me a brown envelope. Anyway, it all seems to be in order. So then it says medical information. If you have a visa package, the medical information that is required by the immigration officer is contained in that visa package, which you should not open. If you do not have a visa package as described above, your medical information will be available to the immigration officials electronically. If you are provided with an X-ray CD, it is for your own record only. If you are not provided with an X-ray CD and you would like one, please contact the embassy panel physician directly. Okay, well, I did do a X-ray. They didn't provide me with one. I don't really think I need one because I'm perfectly healthy. I don't have any TB or anything wrong with my lungs, so I don't actually need any of that. And then at the back it says USCIS immigration fee. USCIS immigration fee covers the cost of the processing your immigrant visa package and your permanent residence card. It is not the same as the visa fee you paid as part of your visa application. Okay. The fee of $220 is paid to USCIS, not to the embassy. It is paid online and it tells you where you need to pay. So I need to actually make that payment to them in order to activate my green card. You can also find how to guide to assist with any questions you may have about paying the fee. We recommend that you pay the fee as soon as you've received your visa and before you depart from the United States. So I will be making that payment this week. That's got to be done. Otherwise, you forget things and blah, blah, blah. Okay, however, you can pay the fee after you arrive in the US if necessary. Now, paying it after I arrive in the US is not an option because from what I heard from people who have gone through this transition, friends that I know, I have a friend that lives in California and she says she paid hers before. And the longer you leave it, and if you wait to pay it when you arrive in the US, it might take a long time for your green card to actually arrive at your residence. When you show your immigrant visa and sealed visa package, if applicable, to immigration officials at the US port of entry, they will give you the forms necessary to apply for a permanent resident card, PRC, commonly known as a green card. The PRC will be mailed to your destination address in the United States at a later date. This may take up to 6 months. Okay, 6 months, people. So it's probably wise to make that payment immediately. If your address in the US has changed, be sure to tell the immigration officials your new address. Right now, I don't have an address. I just made an application to an apartment, and I will do a video on that as well for you guys. I got a really lovely apartment. They're still processing my application for me right now, and I'll make a video going through what was required of me, documents required of me, and all of that jazz later on. Let's see. It says if you need to leave the United States temporarily, all right, the stamped visa in your passport acts as a temporary PRC for up to 12 months. If you leave the United States before you receive your PRC, you may re-enter the country using the stamp in your passport, provided it is still valid. Okay, so in the bag, I got my passport back, right? And inside this passport, I should realistically have my visa stamped inside there. So I'm going to check with you in a minute. Obviously, I can't show you my visa, but it's inside there. Right, so then it says life in the United States. Please see the USCIS website for a range of helpful information, including Welcome to the United States, a guide for new immigrants, as well as specific information about employment, education, healthcare, financial matters, including Social Security. The embassy cannot assist with any questions about Social Security or numbers. So when you filled out your DS-260 actually asks you if you want a Social Security number mailed to you. When I filled out mine, I said no. The reason being is because I already have a Social Security number, and I don't need one again. That was the same Social Security number I was able to get my Florida license with. Florida is one of those states that do not issue a license to a nurse unless you have a Social Security number. So most immigrant nurses who apply for a state that does require a Social Security number will... I thought I had a message from someone. No. Right. Most states that do require a Social Security number will not issue the license until the immigrant nurse arrives in the United States and produces a Social Security number. When I made my Florida application, that wasn't the case with me. I was issued mine immediately because I was able to produce a Social Security number. As I have worked in America before, I'm not new to the system. I have a Social Security number. Even though it was a long time ago, your Social Security never changes. It's the number that you have for life. Right, just thought I'd throw that in there for anyone that's not sure about what a Social Security number is. It's just the same as if you're a UK nurse, you have your national insurance number. It's the same thing. So they gave some guidance like tools in settling down. I've been bombarded with so much information from my employer anyway. I've had things, and I will make videos on this at a later date. I've had things about paying bills, I've had things about settling in, and I've had things about transition, getting an apartment, getting a car. By the way, I've already chose my car, and I will make a video about this at a later date. So you've got so much information that you're getting from me. So stay tuned. Just subscribe to the channel, because anyone going through this is going to be so much helpful information for you guys that are going through this process or thinking of going through this process. So I will make a video about my car, I will make a video about how I got my apartment, and I will make a video about my transition, my workplace, what was required of me. I found a school for my son and the requirements for the school. I managed to get him a charter school, which goes by eligibility of your employer. So if you're not one of their partners for this school, you are not eligible. So where here in the UK, it goes by catchment area. in that particular area that I'm going to in Florida, which is the Villages, they have, the school that I chose for my son goes by eligibility of your employer. So I first had to check that my employer was amongst their list of eligible employers, and then they will verify that I am actually employed with that employer. Anyway, that's a video for another time. As I said, do subscribe to this channel because you are getting so much information from me. You have no reason not to subscribe. All right, do press that bell as well, because anytime I make content, you will be notified. So this is all my stuff. Now I'm gonna have a quick peek into my passport now to see what's inside there. I'm looking, and yay, it's here. Yeah. Oh wow, it looks different from my first one. It really does. I think what I'm gonna do is because I do not want to show you guys all my details on YouTube, but yeah, my visa is stamped inside the passport, and it says the category. It says immigrant visa, IV case number. It says my registration number, and it says it's IV category E31, and the date that it expires, because I've got 1 year on this apparently. So it says the date that it expires. Wow. Okay, so this is as far as I can take you. My visa is inside there, and yeah, this was a wonderful monumental day. Okay, the journey begins, guys. So if you're new to my channel, please like, share, subscribe. Do share to anyone that's on this journey, trying to get on this journey. I just want to give you some words of encouragement, which is do not lose hope, because if I can get to this point, then you can get to this point. But it does take perseverance. It really does. It is not a journey for the faint-hearted. It is not a journey where you can just start it, stop because something's going wrong, or you get to a roadblock and you just think you can't do it, because you can. There's always a solution. You just have to look for that solution. It's just that a lot of us get discouraged, and I don't want you guys to be discouraged. You know, if you have a dream of doing something, living somewhere, you know, starting something, don't let that slip through your fingers because you come across a roadblock. Okay, and we as human beings, we're very good at stopping and starting things, and you know, just losing hope. But please don't. Please don't. It is so important that you continue on your path and continue on your journey, because it is all worth it. I promise you that it is worth it. Okay, so thank you for joining me, and do like, share, subscribe, and press the button as I said, so you can be notified for my next video. Okay, take care. Bye bye.